So it's now time to learn all about chord progressions. Now we did do this in the taster lesson, the 1, 5, 6, 4. We're just going to elaborate on that here today. We need to understand why it's called the 1, 5, 6, 4 and how it works when we're creating other progressions. So let's take a look. So what are chord progressions? Well, let's take our C major scale, which is nice and easy because it's all of the white notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we have looked at the chords of a C major scale before, and as you know, you can play a chord, you can play a triad for every single note of the scale. So when we're playing the C major scale, let's make a major or a minor chord from every single chord note. Now, you can only hit the notes of the scale, so there are no black notes in a C major scale. So when we're trying to work out what our chords are, what our triads are, we can't use any black notes, which actually makes it nice and easy when working out the chords of a C major scale. So if we start here on C, let's play a C major, here's a C major. Well, this looks good because it's all the white notes. If we were to change this to a C minor, it's got an E flat in it, and that's no good because there's no E flat in the C major scale. So it can't be the C minor. It has to be the C major here. So if we move on to the D, so we're going to make a triad from D. If I play a D major, this is no good because it's got an F sharp in it, and there's no F sharps in the C major scale. So the chord of this scale cannot be D major. So it must be a minor. So what I want you to do is pause the video and I want you to work out what each of these chords will be. Will it be a major or will it be a minor? For now, please forget the B. The seventh note of a scale is a bit of a strange one. It's not a major or a minor. It's called a diminished chord. It's 3 half steps followed by another 3 half steps. It's not used very much. It's used in horror movies a lot, actually. Here you go, the B diminished chord. But you don't need to worry about it. It's not really used very much. But pause the video, work out what all these other chords would be. Would they be major or would they be minor? Okay, well, hopefully you got this. So the E would be a minor because the major has a sharp in it, which is no good, black note in it. The F, well, this would be a major chord, F, A, C. G, this would be a major chord, G, B, D. The minor, of course, has the B flat in it. The A, that's a minor. The major, the A major, has the C sharp in it, so that would be no good. And then, of course, you've got that C at the top again as well. If I was to take the blue line away, you can see the B diminished there. So if we listen to all of these chords, and if we were to number these chords from 1 to 7, it would look like this. So the C major is our chord 1, the D minor is chord 2, the E minor is chord 3, the F major is chord 4, the G major is chord 5, the A minor is chord 6, the B diminished is chord 7, and then of course we're back up to the C again. And we don't call that chord 8, that's just chord 1, again, just an octave higher. So let's just take out the top C. So we've got 7 chords of a scale, and there are 7 chords of every major scale. The 7 notes of the scale each have their own chord. And what's fascinating here is the major and the minors will always be in the same order. So as you can see here for the C major scale, it goes major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. And if we were to do the exact same thing with any other major scale, they'd be in that exact same order. So let's try it now. Let's try it with the G major scale, because you know the G major scale. So I'll bring it up. Here is the G major scale. You can see I've put the F sharp in here. If you were to sit and work out all of the chords of this scale, the same as we did for the C major, you would see that the majors and the minors are in the same order. Chord 1 is going to be a major, G, B, D. Chord 2 is going to be a minor, A, C, E, because there's no C sharp in the G major scale, so it can't be A major, it's A minor. And then it will be another B minor, and then the C major, the D major, remember we've got that F sharp, the E minor, and chord number 7 here on the F will be diminished. So it's always the same, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Now you don't really need to remember that order, because whenever you're working out the chords to a scale, you know what notes are already in the scale. So if we were to do this for F major scale, for instance, you know that there's a B flat. So when you're playing these triads, whenever you come to a B, it's going to be B flat. And that's a quick and easy way to work out all these chords. So if we go back, now that we know this numbering system of chords 1 to 7 on every scale, if we go back to those first 4 chords I gave you from the C major scale, at the very start of the course, the chords were C, G, A and F. Now if you notice, the C isn't the number 1 chord, the G is the number 5 chord, the A is the number 6 chord, and the F is the number 4 chord. And as we've just seen, a 1 is a major, a 5 is a major, a 6 is a minor, and a 4 is a major. So this is a chord progression, 1, 5, 6, 4, and it's a very, very famous chord progression. If you were to Google it, if you were to pop onto Google 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression, hundreds and hundreds of songs would come up. And just like I told you in the very first lesson, there is a really great YouTube video by The Axis of Awesome that show you this chord progression in action. Now, do remember the first few seconds of that YouTube video does have some swearing in it, so you can forward that. But when they actually get into playing all of the songs, it's absolutely amazing that there's so many songs out there that have just been written based on this one chord progression. But all of those songs haven't been written in the key of C major. So even if you're playing C, G, A and F, it might not quite match the song you're trying to listen to because they might have written the song in a different key. But the chord progression is the same. So let's try that now. Let's try this chord progression in a different key. So in C major, it's C, G, A, F. Let's now try it in a G major scale. So chord 1 will be the G major. Chord 5 will be the D major. Chord 6 will be the E minor. And chord 4 will be the C major. And you can now hear, if I play these, it sounds the same, it's just in a different key. So the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression stays the same, but the key can change. So if I play it in C major and then G major, so you can hear the difference. So this is C major. And this is G major. Now I am switching up the chord inversions when I play these. If I was to play them slowly in root position, so this would be C major. And this would be G major. So you can hear they sound exactly the same. It's just the pitch has changed depending on what key you're in. And this 1-5-6-4 chord progression can be played in any of the keys. Now you've learnt the 4 scales, major scales. You've learnt the C major, the G major, the D major and the F major. So why don't you try working this 1-5-6-4 chord progression out in the D major and the F major as well. And then of course when you're playing these chords, you need to be inverting them. So don't just play all of these chords in root position. Try this chord progression in the 4 different scales you know, and then also try inverting the chords to make them sound better.